Elly here from Thankful Flow Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for this Energizing Yoga Flow. So this practice today is going to be all about kind of waking up the body and connecting with a sense of feeling energized, and also kind of restoring and boosting our energy levels. So you could be doing this flow at any time of year, but if you are doing it with me during this kind of autumn winter period, really this is a time where sometimes the energy levels can drop. We're not getting as much daylight and sunlight and things like that. So it's a really good time to really kind of restore those energy levels, keep ourselves kind of moving. So there'll be different options throughout during this flow. There will be some options for kind of dynamic transitions throughout the sequence. But as always, take what you need from this practice, leave anything that you don't need, and hopefully you will be finishing the class with me feeling nicely kind of energized and topped up, feeling a little bit restored and grounded. So we will start the practice in a seated position. So come on down to seated. It doesn't have to be cross-legged. And we're going to place the hands on the knees or the thighs with the palms facing down. And start to close down your eyes or soften your gaze. And bring some awareness to your breathing, your breath. Notice the rhythm of your breath as you inhale and you exhale, seeing which parts of the body are moving, where you can feel that breath traveling in through the nose and then down into the body. Which parts does the breath travel and flow into? Can you feel any restrictions? Can you feel a sense of the breath flowing? Start to become the observer. There's nothing too small to observe or notice. And noticing, observing what it is that's brought you here on your mat today. Why are you here? What do you need in this practice? How can you give that to yourself? Just honouring your truth throughout the practice today. Satya, one of the behaviours that we look at as part of yoga philosophy, which is all about your truth, your expression of that truth into the world. But in order to express our truth, to know our truth, we have to sometimes slow down and look inwards. Just seeing if you can connect with a sense of whatever that is for you today. We'll start to take coherent breathing. So we're going to breathe in for 6 and breathe out for 6. So this is a great way to bring your brain waves into a more meditative state, to calm and balance the nervous system. If at any time it doesn't feel right, just come back to your natural breath. So inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come back to your natural breath. And we'll start to open the eyes back up if you had them closed. On your next inhale, reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, cactus the arms open across the chest. Inhale here. As you exhale, draw the arms in towards each other. And as the palms come to meet, you can drop the chin down towards the chest. On your next inhale, open the arms, expand the back out to cactus. Shoulder blades drawing in towards each other. And exhale, draw everything back in, bow the head down. Inhale, opening out, expanding across the chest, the heart space. And exhale, draw everything back in. This time, inhale, expand back out to cactus. And then from here, we're going to draw the arms in, cross your right arm over the left and find your eagle arm. So hooking the arms around, palms of the hands could be meeting, but they don't have to. Breathing here, see if you can reach up through the fingertips. And then gently draw the elbows in, take a fold forwards, maybe bowing the head. Inhale, start to lift back up. And then unravel, and see if you can unravel back to your cactus position. Lovely. This time we're going to cross the arms again. This time left arm goes over the right. Find your eagle arms or your version of eagle arms. Lift the fingertips upwards. Breathe into the back of the body. Notice the shoulders, the shoulder blades. And then you can draw the elbows down a little bit and see how it feels to fold forwards. You can let the head drop here if that feels good too. Stay with your breath. And then we'll inhale, lift back up and unravel back to cactus like you're taking a big yawn, like you've just woken up. And then let the arms splay out to the side and come down to the side of the body. So we're going to open the legs now and bring the soles of your feet a little bit further than hip width apart. You can either do this without the hands or you can bring the hands to the mat to ground and support. So we're going to let both knees drop over to the right, and really important, let the rest of your body move. So the knees are leading the movement coming over to the right, but let your body twist and move with them. And then carrying on with this twist to the right, we're going to bring the hands towards the back of the room. So finding a twist here, you can either work here or you're going to come down onto the forearms. Get an option to drop the head. Notice whatever you notice. As you start to inhale, unravel from your twist, and again, either use the hands or take the hands away, and we're going to make our way over to the other side. So twisting to the left, keep twisting around till the hands come towards the back of the room, either pausing here or come down onto the forearms, maybe dropping the head. Notice if you can feel any sensations in the back of the bodies in this. Maybe into the thoracic part of the spine, that mid kind of part of the back, maybe into the upper back, cervical part of the spine. Just becoming aware. Notice what's alive for you. And then with or without the hands, make your way back to center. Draw the soles of the feet in together, let the knees drop out to the side. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, create space, and exhale, fold forwards. Your Baddha Konasana. As you inhale, see if you can find a sense of lifting through the chest, and as you exhale, softening into your fold. So inhale, we're lifting, creating space, and as you exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, come back up, draw the knees back in. You might want to pivot around on your mat, and we're going to take a couple of rocks back and forth. So building up a little bit of energy. And then see if you can use the momentum to bring you through, find an all fours position on your mat. Lovely. So from here, we're going to inhale and reach the right fingertips up, find a twist, follow with your gaze. And as you exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left, find thread the needle, so the right side of the head comes down to the ground. Either working here, or you're going to bend the arms and bring the palms of the hands together into each other. That's going to kind of deepen perhaps some sensations in the twist. And then option from here, if you want to add in a little bit more spice, you can either slide or lift your left leg away and out behind, just embracing any wobbles, any rolls, anything that happens here or doesn't happen. So from here, see how it feels if you lifted the leg, to try and keep that leg lifted. Release from your prayer position and let that left hand really meet the ground. Press it into the ground and unravel. See if that back leg can stay lifted. So we're back in all fours with the back leg lifted. If it was not lifted, then lifting it now and then floating your left foot out to the side. Then bring it down to meet the ground. Inhale here, create space. Exhale, walk the hands forwards. Find this version of Anamahasana, puppy pose. Heart melting down, breathing into the upper back, the shoulders, the heart. And then inhale, start to walk the hands back into all fours. Take the left leg in. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, we're going to shine the heart forwards, lift the tailbone, and then exhale, round the spine, drop the head. So one more cat and cow, any variation that you like. Inhale, opening across the chest, and exhale, rounding. From here, we'll ground into the right hand. Inhale, reach the left fingertips up. And as you exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right, coming in to thread the needle on the other side. So again, listening to what your truth is today. What do you truly need? Not always where our kind of ego wants us to go in the practice. What is it that you need? The knowing part of you, the observer, the thing that lies behind the thoughts or anything else. What do you sense? What do you feel? Option to bring the palms of the hands together here. You could be pressing the palms of the hands into each other, deepening the twist. Maybe the back leg slides back so it's the right leg this time. Maybe it lifts away from the ground. Finding a strong inner line of energy here, embracing all these little wobbles. Beautiful. And then challenge is, can you keep the leg lifted as you unravel the hands? Bring your right hand down to meet the ground. Maybe the back leg stays lifted, maybe it doesn't. And then press your right hand into the mat as you come back to all fours. Back leg still lifted, or you can lift it now. And then float the right foot out to the side. Let it meet the ground. Inhale here, create space, and as you exhale, walk the hands forwards, find puppy pose, Anamahasana. So this variation of puppy, opening into the right hip area, melting down, finding your breath. What does your breath want you to know? So thinking of the breath, the signals of the body, sensations that we feel, thoughts, emotions, imagining this like all communication, moving energy, letting us know what's going on, what's alive. Inhale, start to walk the hands back in and float your right leg back into center. Well done. Tuck the toes under and we'll exhale up to a downward facing dog. Start to take some movements here. Could be pedal out through the feet and the legs, warming up into the back of the body. Relax your head as much as you can. And then we'll inhale, look between the hands, and you can step, or maybe you're ready for a little hop or float with the feet in towards the hands and lift the chest, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, start to curl up. See if you can keep the spine rounded, head and arms hanging heavy as you peel and roll the body up towards a standing position. Head's going to lift last. Inhale, reach the fingertips out to the side and up towards the ceiling. From here, exhale, fold forwards, bend the legs as much as you need to. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. And come through your version of Chaturanga. Now, if you're a handstander and you're practicing with some of your transitions, what you could do is practice a little hop from here up to handstand and then come back. Make sure you either bend the legs or bend the arms as you come back, and then find your way to plank position and flow through your Chaturanga, inhaling upward dog or cobra, and then exhale, moving back to downward facing dog. So practicing kind of that version of Chaturanga is a nice way to work with handstands and try a different transition, build up your kind of strength. So now from your downward facing dog, we'll inhale, sweep the right leg up, find three-leg dog, open into the hip space if that feels good too, and then exhale, draw this right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, sweep the right leg back to three-leg dog. And then look between your hands, float the right foot through. And this back left heel is going to come down to meet the ground. Sweep the arms up and around and come into a reverse warrior. So right fingertips reaching up. And this left arm could wrap around the back of the body. Breathing here. Then unravel the arms, and you can use, so see with my legs here, use the legs like a spring to propel you forward. So you can soften into this back leg and into the front leg, and then spring forwards, and this right hand's going to catch either your block or the ground, and the left leg lifts, finding Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon pose. So left hip's opening up to the ceiling. Float the left hand around to now meet the ground and let your left hip close so that we're in a standing split position. So find your standing split, left toes reaching up, option for the right arm to wrap around the back of the right leg. Either staying here, or again, if you have an inversion or handstand practice here, you could be taking a little hop up to handstand, and then slow as you can, real slow controlled transition, let the right leg bend, take a slow step back with your left foot, and inhale, reach the fingertips up so you're catching a lunge. Exhale, ground the hands back down, and from here step back to plank. Ground into your left hand, find your left side plank, Vashisthasana. From here, lift your top leg, the right leg, plant the right toes out behind, and then inhale, lift the hips and the heart up, find your wild thing. Breathing here, beautiful, well done. Start to come out of your wild thing. So as you come out, really focus on pressing the ground away with the left hand. Find your way back to your plank position. Flow through Chaturanga, your version. So inhaling into Cobra or an upward dog, or you can practice your handstand transition. And exhaling back to downward facing dog. Well done. Take a breath here. Option for child's pose. Then on your next inhale, we're going to lift the left leg, find three-leg dog. Inhale, draw the left knee to the left elbow. Sweep the left leg back up to three-leg dog. Look between the hands, step the left foot through, spin your back heel down and open up. Find your way into your reverse warrior. So left fingertips are reaching up, right arm's threading, maybe behind the body, maybe the right hand comes towards that left thigh. And then as you start to unravel, again, use the legs here like a spring. Use the legs here like a spring. Left hand finds the mat or maybe a block. Right hips opening up for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Maybe you're sending the gaze up towards the ceiling as well. Breathing here, feeling that energy rising in the body, maybe a little bit of heat. And then we're going to close this right hip and let the right hand meet the ground. You could walk the hands in and find your standing split position, right leg's lifted. Option to wrap your left arm around the back of the left leg. Finding your breath here. Beautiful. An option to either stay there or, if it's in your practice, maybe working with a handstand. Kick up to handstand here. Coming back to meet in your standing split. And then slow as you can, take a step back. And as you're taking your step back, see if you can lift the hands away and catch yourself in a high lunge. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, ground the hands down to the mat. Take a step back with your left foot and we'll open out into your right side Vashisthasana. So left fingertips reaching up. Lift and bend the top left leg. Step the toes behind as if you're rebounding from the ground. Inhale, heart and hips lift. Find wild thing. Beautiful. See if you can take it really slow as you unravel. Pivot back to plank and flow through your version of Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Pausing here, breathing. On your next inhale, look between the hands and step or float the feet in. Lift the chest, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up. Imagine your heart lifting away from your tailbone. And exhale, hands come through to heart center. So a little bit of, from here, inhale, reach the fingertips back up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the chest, halfway lift. Exhale, bring the hands down to meet the ground. So options are here too. Maybe you're taking a little hop up to handstand. Maybe if it's in your practice, you could practice taking your split leg handstand and you're bending the arms and catching yourself as you come down, moving into a upward dog or cobra. And then exhaling back to downward facing dog. Now that's just an option. Work through your Chaturanga. So often part of this practice is really honouring and working with Satya, being in your truth, is really honouring whether taking one of those transitions is really what you need today. For some of you it may be, for some of you it may not, so honouring that. So we'll meet back in a downward facing dog. And then from here, drop the knees down to the mat so we're in all fours. Slowly lower the chest down, keep your elbows tucked in towards the body. And reach your arms out in front. On your next inhale, we're going to lift just the right arm away from the ground, lift the chest, and then see if you can lift the left leg. So we're in a kind of version of locust pose. Keep breathing. Exhale, release. Other side, inhale, lift the left arm, lift the right leg, breathing here. Well done, exhale, release. This time, option to lift both legs and both arms. You can always bring the hands to the side of the body instead here as another option. Breathing into that space. Try and relax the head as much as you can. Relax the face, sorry. Try and relax your face as much as you can. And melt everything back down to the mat. Well done. And then sweep the arms by the side of the body. This time we're going to bend the legs. Inhale, lift the chest. Point your toes up to the ceiling as if there's strings on your toes lifting them up. Reach the fingertips back. Imagine your fingertips reaching towards the back of the room. Either staying here or maybe the hands could catch the ankles or the feet and find your bow pose. Beautiful, well done. One more breath here. Keep pressing the feet into the hands back into the feet. And release everything back down. Oh, make a little pillow for your head. Close the eyes or soften your gaze. See if you can feel and notice the inner space, your inner world. Notice if you can feel the energy. You feel that silent kind of rhythm within the body, like a silent hum. Maybe you can feel sensations in the fingers or the toes. Maybe it's your belly or your torso moving up and down with your breath. Notice that aliveness. Feel the energy moving. And remembering this is an energizing practice. But often life, it goes in cycles. So if you're in a cycle at the moment where your energy doesn't feel as high as sometimes or other times it might do, sometimes it's just recognizing that that's also okay. It's good to do what we can to keep our energy moving, but there's going to be times where you're going to feel like you have less energy or less motivation maybe, and that's part of nature's cycle too, and that's okay. Sometimes honouring that and embracing that as well. So opening the eyes back up if you had them closed, place the hands to the side of the body and press yourself back up to all fours. Sit the hips down towards the heels as if you're coming into a child's pose, and then either walk or slide your hands in. See if you can do it with a rounded spine. So slowly, slowly peeling everything up. Lifting the head up last. Take a big shoulder roll. Closing the eyes back down or softening the gaze. Bring the palms of the hands together. close off this practice, just bringing the hands to the lips or towards that area. Honor, speaking your truth, being in your truth. If that resonates, maybe taking that intention with you in the rest of your day. And release the hands and start to come back into your space, opening the eyes back up whenever you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me for that energizing flow. I hope that you found that practice helpful, and that you are feeling a sense of hopefully being a little bit more topped up, recharged, restored, reconnected. Do let me know how you've got on with that. There's a link below to other things that I offer, including my membership, where I offer longer flows without the adverts, where you can kind of join and do all kind of different length practices, and you also have an option to do kind of live flows with me and other things there, so do check that out. Do subscribe to this channel though, this is completely free, and thank you so much for your support and for being here, and I can't wait to flow with you again very, very soon.